guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. We're here at a special filming spot location because guess what? I have the talk of the mid-size SUV town. It's this vehicle right here. This is it. This is a 2026 all-new Honda Passport Trailsport. This particular one is the top dog trim. It is known as the Elite. But before we get into this Passport name that actually dates back quite a while ago, let's talk about what's going on here. So, like I said, Passport. It's been around since the 1990s, and what's interesting is that the first iteration was actually a combination effort, a partnership between Honda and Isuzu. Remember that brand? Well, fast forward to the model year 2026, the Passport finally falls perfectly into their own spot. And what I mean by that, it has a unique look, much different than a Pilot or any Passport before it. Plus, wait until I show you some of the interior appointments and technology. Now, of course, there is the new redesigned 4Runner. Lost its V6, now it's got a 4-cylinder turbocharged engine or a hybrid power plant option. This, though, still has its tried and true V6. So what I want to find out is this the must-own SUV for the new year? Let's go ahead. Let's dive into our Trailsport Elite and find out. Right off the bat, the shape, the dimensions. They did a great job giving this vehicle a little bit more of a muscular stance and also muscular look. Now at the front of the business, I'm in love with their headlight design. Digging their LED daytime running lamps, LED turn signals, and LED headlights. What's nice is on the Trailsport Elite, it actually illuminates all amber when you're driving down the road. Working our way down, we got our pearlescent white, sparkles like a diamond, some flat black, and then of course LED fog lamps, and bright orange recovery tow hooks, one on each side. Now, they decided to move the location of the recovery tow hook to a more traditional spot. In previous years, it was underneath part of the skid pad. This one, I like the way they moved them to the traditional spot. You have 8.3 inches of ground clearance, plus you're still gonna get those skid plates. These are steel, whereas a lot of the competitors, including the 4Runner, is aluminum. But let me know what you think about the headlight design with the corner of the lower bumper. As we come across the front grille, you do have that massive Honda badge. And of course, with this being a Trailsport, you have the Trailsport badge as well. Functional grille, gloss black up top. They take the Passport name and they emboss it into the nose. Forward-facing camera on the top Elite trim with a washer, and then you're going to get more functionality in the center. I like the gunmetal gray finish, and then even functionality in the lower grille. Now, for 2026 model year, they reshaped the lower bumper area. That's going to give you a greater approach angle, and then like I said, underneath you have those stamped steel skid plates to take a better beating. But let me know what you think about the new face of this new Passport. Like I said, it definitely looks a lot more sort of mean in a good way, not a bad way. Now, as we rise up, the zonk I have is the fake hood vent. I wish that this was functional. Let me know your thoughts on the flat black fake hood vent, but you got a nice bulge, clean body lines. That's gonna allow you to be able to see those sort of reference points off the corners of the hood from behind the wheel as you're doing your off-road. Remember, this is a light off-roader. This is not meant to rock crawl. And that's probably the biggest difference between this and say a competitor like the 4Runner is that this has a modular chassis, whereas the 4Runner is on a truck box frame chassis. Now, as we come around the bend, what do we got working with wheels and tires? 18-inch wheel, love the dark machined aluminum, the gloss black multi-spoke design, 18 inches in diameter. We have those general grabber all-terrain tires, nice shielding and protection. This is the first time that real deal off-road tires have been put on a Passport. And they even increased the brake rotors for better braking capability. 13.8-inch rotors up front. That's up almost 2 inches from the previous model year. Another thing is that they changed the brake booster to give you better feel and feedback when you're working that brake pedal. There is flat black around the fender opening. I'm okay with that because this is the off-road trim. And of course, they reworked the suspension with the shock absorbers and the chassis to be better at that off-roading. And then we can't forget the all-wheel drive that this has. It is front-wheel drive biased, but it does send power to the rear wheels as well, which is great. Now coming down the side, you do have some gloss black on the mirror caps, your LED turn signals. We do have the 360-degree cameras. From the side, you can see that nice boxy style. It's so nice to see boxy style SUVs making a return rather than the round jelly bean with that weird round hood and stuff. Ugh. Nice boxy bold. Of course, we're gonna have raised roof rails in that flat black. We got gloss black on the door handles, and then we have flat black along that lower sill area. Now working towards the rear, love the way they did the quarter window, and I even like the way that they put the flat black here. This is where you could rest all sorts of tools, fishing poles, a ladder, whatever you have, you can lean up against here and it's not gonna scratch that beautiful white paint. Coming around the back, almost perfect. I wish they would have got rid of this wiper, and I wish they would have made the spoiler come out just a little bit more and be a little higher. It's kind of a little droopy at the back up top. But of course you're gonna get the LED lighting, all new, the Trailsport badge, Passport, they just stamp in the back. And then dropping down the ground level, you got your full tow receiver hookup, and this is where you're gonna have your recovery tow hooks are built into the tow receiver, all your plug-in. And then they even reshaped the bottom of the bumper to give you a better departure angle. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and talk about the meat and potatoes of the powertrain of this Passport. All right guys, we got the hood popped. You do have hood struts. Underneath that hood is that tried and true V6. No 4-cylinder turbo here. What do we got? 3.5 liters of V6 goodness, 285 horsepower, 262 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission. No CVT, silly. 0 to 60 in about 7.1 seconds. Top speed is governed to 115 miles an hour. You could tow up to 5,000 pounds with this vehicle. It weighs 4,700 pounds. MPGs, 18 in the city, 23 on the highway. And remember that this does have all-wheel drive. Honda calls it the iVTM4 for their all-wheel drive system, how it sends power from the front to the rear. But while we go ahead, we got the V6. Let's fire it up and hear what it sounds like. All right, guys, we are inside this very well talked about 2026 Honda Passport Trailsport Elite. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, lay it on me. I want one of these, and I only live one way. Go big or go home. And I'm done going home, so I want to buy one of these. How much is it? MSRP, you're looking right around $53,800. Let's see what you get when you go Passport Trailsport Elite. To the door panels, I love the materials. Nice soft touch. You have almost like that sort of black camo design going on there. Gonna hide the fingerprints very well. No gloss black around the switchgear. And of course, because this is a Trailsport, you got bright orange contrast stitching. We do have a Twinkie Honda holder in the center there. It's gonna hold up to 8 Twinkies. You have a Yeti can holder, so you can get your Yeti bottle. And then down below, you got a door pocket that's big enough, I would say, for 3 big Bufords from Checkers. Now, going from the door panel to the dash, you got the Bose sound system, soft touch. Love the way they have the baker's dozen Twinkie holder in the center. More of that great stitching. Slide on in. You're going to get the Passport name embossed in case you forgot what vehicle you bought. And you have that 12.3-inch full touchscreen with a real deal volume knob. It's got the Google Maps, the Google Suites of Assistant, all those different things, nice, fast reacting. And we have the multi-view camera, which you could access it through the screen, or I'm going to show you another way that you could access it that's even better. Now what's cool is you could still move, which I don't want them to show this anymore, you could still move by holding. You can move around all of the different icons and have it set up. Like if you want this multi-view camera all the way over here, then you just drop it down over here. And then you could get out of it very easily. Boom. So easy to operate. Now over here, you see how it says camera? This is that Trail Watch system. I hit that and that brings my camera up. Very nice. And the Elite trim is the only one that offers that. It does have trajectory lines, which is important, and you can change through different views. So very easy to use. Love the black start stop button that's illuminated red when the vehicle's running. You got your dual climate, nice clickety click click clack clack of the knobs. 3 stages of ventilated seats, 3 stages of heated seats. You can control the rear settings in case your kids are screwing around with all the buttons and controls. You got a place for a pack of candy cigarettes, 2 USB-Cs, a 12-volt wireless charging, and you could put $1 million here. That's 1,000 gram bars. This right here is going to be for your 10-speed automatic. Yes, it's the push button transmission selector. I like the orange tinge on your drive mode selector switch. I'll show you that when you come to the business side. Hill descent control, more of that camo tech design. 2 cup holders, soft touch with the stitching. Open it up. You have enough room in there. You could probably put, I would say, a small Entenmann's coffee cake in there. I freaking love coffee cake. Every time I would visit my grandmother, that's always get the coffee cake. She always had coffee cake and ginger ale. It's a grandma thing. And then the seats. The leather, love the Trailsport embroidery. The orange contrast stitching, full electric assist for the passenger, full electric assist for the driver. I love the fact that we have a black, not a beige, not a gray, not a tan, not a brown, black headliner, keeps with the sporty attitude, and then that power shade for our panoramic sunroof. But why don't you go ahead, get your booty over here. I want to show you behind the wheel of this Passport. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You do have 2 memory seat settings. We also do have those seat controls, easy to get to. Seats are as comfy as can be. I'm 6 feet tall, plenty of room. And then the steering wheel, nice black leather, the orange stitching, the Trailsport badge. It is a heated steering wheel, flat black on the switchgear. You do have paddles to go up and down the 10-speed automatic, and it is a manual tilting and telescoping wheel. And then you have that 10.25-inch digital gauge cluster. You could scroll, look at all the modes. There's more modes than I've ever seen on any other Honda. Sport, normal, econ, snow, trail, sand, and tow. Wow, that's a lot of modes. But nice, easy to read. You could obviously go through a cornucopia of information. The one thing I'm really disappointed that there's not available in this vehicle is a head-up display. That makes me actually scratch my head about the head-up display. But let's get to that back seat because I want to take you for a spin in this Passport. All right, guys, back seat time. Remember, Passport is a 2-row. If you want a 3rd row in your midsize SUV and you want a Honda, you're going to have to go Pilot. Love the backs of the seats, the leather, the orange stitching. These seats are perfect if you go on a trip to south of the border. Got to go on a trip to south of the border. It's in between North and South Carolina, and it actually was started by a very good friend of guess who? Dave Thomas from Wendy's. It's a little fun fact. But you could put some of those, you know, those big, huge, round, they're wrapped in tin foil that looks like a penny or a quarter nickel. You could put a few of those. There's chocolate inside. Put a few of those there, and then you could fill this up with a bunch of junk. I mean, if you like buying knickknacks and stuff, you could fill these pockets up with knickknacks from south of the border. My mom growing up, even to this day, she hates knickknacks. She's like, Joseph, all it does is give you more stuff to clean. And I've gotten to the point where I believe her. Back of the command center here, you got 2 AC vents. Only heated seats, no ventilated seats. I wonder when Honda is going to give us some ventilated seats in this thing. Love the easy to use digital readouts. You do have a home power source, 2 USB-Cs. Seats don't slide. Do they recline? Nope. Seats don't recline either. That's a little sad, but I'm okay with it because they're actually set pretty comfortably. You do have the manual sunshades. Ooh, soft, just enough room for a freaking arm. If this was any skinnier, I'd be zonking that center armrest. 2 cup holders and the same great leather seats. Let's get in that cargo area because I want to take you for a spin in this Passport. All right, guys, time to get in that cargo area. Of course, you're going to have electric assist. Love the way the cargo lift back really just opens up to a large amount of room, and that's the benefit of it being 2-row instead of 3-row. 44 cubic feet of space with the seats up. Fold that rear seat down, you're gonna have 84 cubic feet of space. Look at this. You could fit a box of Jordans, Jordan 5s. Those are some of my favorite Jordans. Put those right there. You do have a home power source, and we have a large nook for a gallon of 5 Alive. And on this side, you could put a gallon of Squirt. And then another box for shoes. Maybe you're into Jordans, but you also have, some LeBrons or something. I don't know. To me, it all stops with Jordan. That's it. Case closed, no argument. He is the greatest of all time. But I love the way you have all that room. Now let's go see how she drives. If you're ready, I'm ready. We got the keys. Let's go on throttle in our Passport. All right, guys, we are behind the wheel of this 2026 Honda Passport Trailsport. I put it in trail mode, so I'm gonna take you on some light off-roading. That's really what this vehicle is about. And what's great is that it automatically shuts off the nannies that are gonna beep and go crazy, and it brings up your Trail Watch camera system. So going off-road really is child's play in this new Passport Trailsport Elite because of the great suspension travel, because you have off-road tires with that shielding protection, and even things like the better sound deadening material. I mean, it all just comes together very, very nicely, and it allows you to handle just about anything. So when you're out here and you want to kind of get the back sideways and stuff, it like allows you to do that very, very easily. I mean, look at this. Nice. Really nice. Nice and secure, confidence inspiring, and just really allows you to be able to have fun and do whatever it is you got to do. But it really comes down to the suspension. You got the skid plate travel, all those things helping keep everything nice and balanced. And you could be going at a very quick speed. The only problem is the Trail Watch system. It only comes on at slow speeds. So you got to be doing around 10 miles an hour, which kind of stinks. But just really nice and capable to use. It's all in the suspension. It's all in the suspension. Really, really nice. Got to wave to Steven. That was Steven in his Subaru Crosstrek. But just really nice. The suspension travel. You got the skid plates, so I wasn't scared about ripping up the bottom of the vehicle. And it just allowed me to be in control. I also like the way it automatically shuts off the nannies. Now what I'm gonna do is, because we're back on the urban jungle asphalt, I'm gonna go into sport mode and you'll see how this changes behavior. On throttle, here we go. So whether you're going off-road or on-road, you have the different modes to create the right personality in this vehicle. It really allows you to have exactly what you need, the Passport you need when you need it. On throttle, here we go. Smooth shifting from the 10-speed. You do have those enlarged brakes, so I'm able to slow down very effectively. And then of course, they added more sound deadening material. So even with the off-road tires being a little noisier, it actually sort of cancels out because you have better sound deadening material in here, which is really nice. But just a very, very well spec'd SUV, and the way that they did their homework, it shows greatly in this vehicle, whether you're driving on-road or off-road. Getting to that 12.3-inch infotainment system, well within reach, and clear visibility on the digital gauge cluster. And then of course you have tons of awesome storage in here. This really is such a versatile vehicle. And I know some people were complaining that, hey, it's not a box frame like the 4Runner, but I think for most people, the type of off-roading that they're gonna be doing, this checks off all of those boxes. Handling is very composed. It's not floaty. It's not bouncy. And of course, you're getting smooth, linear torque delivery because of the V6. But really, my favorite part was when we were in that off-road field area, was shutting off, going into trail mode, and being able to pivot the rear of the vehicle very nicely with the all-wheel drive system. It really shows the engineering and technology that is in this Passport Trailsport. But then, of course, going down the road after a fun day out in the middle of nowhere, you're gonna have a comfortable ride, the leather interior, heated and ventilated seats. I mean, it feels great in here. Absolutely great. The seats are so supportive. Feels really, really good. But I'm hoping that this has been a good, quick overall review of this new Passport Trailsport Elite. We're gonna get back to where it all started and wrap this one up. So I will see you in a split second. All right, guys, another great day in so many ways. Definitely gotta thank everybody at Honda for allowing us to have access to this press fleet vehicle. What do you think? Is this the must-own new mid-size SUV? Are you going 4Runner? Or are you gonna go a different direction? Maybe you go Pathfinder Rock Creek Edition. You could do that. Let me know in the comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. I'll come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rides family. Gotta give up to Stephen Flood. You know what? He was nominated as Treasure Island's best citizen. So if you ever go to Treasure Island, Florida, they actually have a photo of Stephen down in their Civic Center because he was voted best citizen of 2025. Congrats, Stephen. And just like always, I'll see you on the next ride.